In this video, I'm going to show you one of the biggest mistakes that high handicap golfers make and how to correct it so you're not one of them. We don't want to start turning, then shifting, and then on the downswing, turning as we're trying to shift towards the lead side. Okay? The thing that we see so much in high handicap golfers is because they're so worried about swaying off the ball, they start to kind of max this rotation out super early. Pressure doesn't really move to the trail foot. Now towards the top of their swing, now they're seeing this sway towards this trail foot. Pressure moves very, very late into that trail foot there. You kind of also almost see them maxing out at the top of the swing here. Now, as they're coming down, they still haven't moved into the lead foot, halfway down. Now they're driving really, really hard towards the lead foot, causing a ton of sway towards the target with their pelvis hitting behind the ball. This can cause you to block shots and big overhooks. Here's a great example from one of my students here. At the bottom left, you can see the amount of pressure on each foot. As he's going, you can see he's kind of in the 60% halfway back, but actually continues to increase it to the top of the backswing at about 70-80% at the top of the backswing there. For the most part, I probably want to see that pressure to the trail foot maxing at around mid backswing. Confused of what side to start it on. And what I actually tell golfers is they actually want to start on that lead side. And it's very, very simple. Learn how to totter to the right and then start swinging and turning. Again, we're going to just totter to the right and start swinging and turning, where we see a lot of golfers do this right here, where they start swinging, turning, and at the top of their swing, they totter to the right. Okay? So very, very simple. We're just going to totter to the right and start swinging. Now, with my experience, this seems super simple, but because golfers are so used to this pattern right here where they start turning, right? They might even start on this trail foot here where they start turning, and now they're already on their backside. There's no shift into that trail side there. Again, to make it easy, start on this lead foot here. We're gonna go shift, turn, shift, turn. We're gonna go shift, turn, shift, turn. Shift, turn, shift, turn. They'll start turning this way, start shifting into their trail side. As they're rotating, they're shifting at the same time. Whenever golfers do this, they're gonna almost feel like that swing is very forced and very hard to do, okay? If you can do this right, where that shift goes before the turn, where we just go shift, turn, that swing is actually gonna feel much more effortless, and we're gonna be able to kind of create that motion and hopefully get that low point ahead of the golf ball. We're gonna go shift, turn, shift, turn. We're gonna go shift, turn, shift, turn. We're gonna go shift, turn, shift, turn. Looks super simple, but for as long as I've done this, one of the hardest things for high handicap golfers to start figuring out. And when it happens, it's like a light bulb, they start hitting it better right away. You're gonna kind of spike that lead foot a little bit. You might see golfers do it very differently. You might see golfers actually kind of lighten up that right heel before they go. And what this does is it actually moves that pressure into the lead foot very quickly so that you can load that trail foot even earlier. And as we're doing this correctly, during what we call this breakaway here, where that club is about a foot away, you should see that ground reaction force kind of splitting the body, right? Where pressure again, lead foot, trail foot. So there's a little bit of this kind of lateral movement away from the golf ball. We're doing that first to set up the rotation. Now we're almost using that to set up the rotation. Now we're turning. So the sequence is going to be lead foot, trail foot, starting to turn, right? Dr. Kwan made this famous. We want to shift, then start turning, downswing, starting to shift, and start turning. We don't want to start turning. So again, in order for you to do this, one of the easiest way that I've found out is this whole idea of kind of swinging towards the target. As we're doing this, again, the pressure is going to kind of spike onto that lead foot there. As we move to that trail foot, we're going to initiate that shift to that trail foot. Once we do that, now we can start turning and shifting around swing. What we've seen so much is as golfers kind of struggle to get into their lead side early, what they start doing again is they're starting to kind of swing down here, starting to rotate their body, and they're like, oh no, I'm gonna hit behind the ball. Now they have this massive peak of this lateral force where they're pushing in this direction. Hip gets way ahead, and now they're still hitting behind the golf ball, still struggling with contact. So that's kind of why this is so important, where as you shift, turn, as you get up to the top of the backswing, I want this lead side to already land. You're gonna kind of almost set your body up where you're doing the majority of that lead side shift kind of early in transition, where from here I really feel like my left foot, especially the ball of my left foot here, can really grip the ground. From here on, I can actually push towards the golf ball and towards the target, which gets my body out of the way, rotating, and now I'm not sitting there looking like this right here on the downswing.